budget tip I have for you today is very specific to zero-based budgeting. When I've been coaching people and talking about a zero-based budget, it's not an uncommon question to say, okay, I am budgeting all of my income to go to savings or spending or giving. So does my checking account have to start at zero and end at zero? Because that doesn't feel very comfortable. And the answer is no, your checking account doesn't have to begin and end with zero, but it will begin and end with the same number. If you assign every dollar that's coming into your checking account a mission, then it will leave the checking account, hopefully by the end of the month as you work through your budget. And if it's money that you haven't spent or given, then it's money that you're going to save. You're going to move that over to a savings account where it is going to be a little bit more secure. If you run your finances out of a checking account with a debit card, all the money that is in the checking account is immediately tied to that debit card. So you don't want to keep so much money in there that it would be a detriment to your livelihood if you lost your debit card and someone were to spend that money. But you also want to make sure you have enough money in there that you don't overdraft your checking account. The amount of money that you start and end the month with is lovingly referred to in my world as the buffer. Your checking account buffer is typically going to be somewhere between half to all of your monthly income that you expect on a regular month. You can think of the result of this in about two different ways. The first is you're not budgeting the money that you plan to make that month. You're budgeting out the money that is in the checking account, and you know you're going to refill it. You're effectively a month ahead. Having a checking account buffer that is equal to your anticipated monthly income is a good way to break paycheck to paycheck cycles when you don't have any other means of spending money like a credit card. If you have the checking account with that money there, you're basically a month ahead. You're budgeting the money that already lives in the checking account, and you know that your income's just going to fill it back up. If you're truly allocating every dollar a mission, then you're going to begin and end the month with the same amount. The only exception to this is going to be if you intentionally want to raise or lower the buffer in your checking account. This happens every once in a while when you have income changes, when you have situation changes, or if you need to use some of that money and your buffer was a little high. In a case like that, if you're going to be somewhat cash flowing the increase, your monthly budget isn't going to be zero-based, but it's going to have a positive amount equal to the additional buffer that you want to add to your checking account since it doesn't leave. And if your checking account buffer is intended to be reduced, your overall budget is going to reflect a negative number where you would otherwise see a zero. Your income minus your outflow, saving, giving, and spending is going to be negative because you're also budgeting out some of what once was the buffer, either to save it, spend it, or give it.